There it goes. Well, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I got to start out by coughing. It is what it is. What's going on? So, obviously doing a SHOKY Sunday live slash, it doesn't have to make sense live. That, figured I'd port over to both channels. So, hello, everybody. The reports of my death were highly exaggerated. There weren't any reports, so that's how exaggerated they were. If you've been keeping up remotely, I've been trying to keep people updated to my condition lately. So, for those who weren't paying attention, I've been sick for the last technically speaking, I've been sick for a solid week. I got sick Saturday evening last week, but it wasn't bad. It was just bad sinuses. And I'll just explain more as I go for those who weren't paying attention. But in the meantime, I've got tea. Never mind, it's way too hot. I'm going to take a second. All right, so I've got people in the chat from both sides. Hi. We've got X, Pavig. Hello. April, how you doing? Patricia, Hida, April, Patricia. Yes. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Glad that I'm not dead. And obviously, last week missed a lot of content over on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel because we had plans for Throwback Thursday. We had plans for Home Friday. And I was, especially on Thursday, I was way too sick. The fever was running, the sinuses. I couldn't breathe. Like, today is the freest I can breathe. And if you can hear, as gross as it might sound, my nose has actually been running. My nose was incapable of running for the last week. Last Saturday was the last time my nose was normal, and my ears were normal, and my, I guess, sense of smell was actually, no, my sense of smell disappeared on Wednesday. So that's the scary part, where I thought I might have had COVID. I did go get a COVID test. Thank God that was negative, because that would have sucked to get COVID twice. X, only slightly new setup. If you guys saw pictures I posted, I got lights. I tried to go legit for doing live streams. I'd also have some sound deadening padding to come to cover that window. I've been struggling to figure out what to do to cover that window, and I figured, you know what? I actually need sound deadening insulation more than anything, because there's a highway right out there. You guys don't hear it that bad on the live streams, but for if and when I get back to doing reviews, which hopefully I can do soon, because Double October is coming, I will need some amount of silence. So on Amazon, I ordered a whole bunch of those 12 by 12 tiles that are, triangular sound deadening slash echo deadening. And I'm just going to basically black out that window with sound deadening stuff, and I'm going to put my detolfs in front of it. Yes, I definitely sound a lot better. I can breathe almost freely. It's not 100%. This ear is still got more pressure in it than the rest. It has been blocked. My hearing has been coming and going. It's not 100% that I can't hear, but it's the difference between like having your hand over one ear all day long and not. And it's the ear that I tend to sleep on. So most of the drainage was going into this ear. Silence will fall. Eric, what's going on? It's interesting to have both channels having people visit. So guys from the main channel, these are the ladies from the other channel. It's kind of weird how I have a divide like that. My main channel is mostly guys, and my secondary channel is mostly women. Technically, my third tertiary. I almost forgot that word for a minute. I'm drinking peppermint tea. I bought green tea, but peppermint tea is better, in my opinion. I do look a little bit blurry to myself. I think I got a smudge on the camera, but also because I'm doing Streamyards, I couldn't mess with it. I was trying to set up Streamlabs so that I could multi-stream, but then I found out that cost monies. But if I offset the money I pay for this to have this function, if I get rid of Streamyards and change that to Streamlabs, then I can multi-stream to my different channels or YouTube or whatever if I start a Twitch, things like that. So it'll be whatever. Hey, Mark's here. Yeah, basically I'm just sitting here going to chat with you guys if I can. You know, haven't seen y'all in a while. Some of y'all for a long while. The rest of y'all saw y'all last week, but it is what it is. I kind of thought to do a makeup video, as it were, try to make up for no Throwback Thursday or Home Friday, but I kind of would rather just sit and BS for a while. Just don't say anything weird. I mean, really weird. I mean, it's different. They get to know me in a different manner than you guys have known me for years, because none of y'all come over to the other channel, and they're all very nice people. They all say hi to each other in the chat. Everybody knows each other. And guys, I'm now, thanks to, I think it was April mentioned the home free Facebook page, which I was somehow not following. I'm now watching that. But I've been thinking a lot this week about getting back to doing reviews because Double October is around the corner. Wow, I actually took a real deep breath without coughing. So still a lot to go through, as you guys can see behind me here. This is the review table. This is it, and you can see they're still covered in boxes. A lot of which are actually empty. Most of which are empty. I just thought the shattered glass stuff is not put away yet. I do have some cool stuff coming now that I can talk and breathe. I'll be doing in the kitchen videos this week, or at least one in the kitchen video, and then out the box video right behind that. Because I did get a big box in. I got a couple other boxes coming in this week, hopefully, so that'll be up on the main channel. I needed to get back to doing vlogging. Did a vacation vlog that went up last week. Nobody really watched it. Went back to the Dallas World Aquarium, stuff like that. But yes, the lights behind me are new. It's pretty cool. I bought those off the Amazon. Watch this. This is neat. This is nerddom here. Watch. This is cool. Watch. I'm gonna do this. It's all Bluetooth controlled. Yay. Okay, so that's the Aurora setting. And like with this, my ring light is a little too bright, so you can see the thing too much. It's just got cool stuff. I mean, like, if you have it mounted to your TV, these are just like background lights, candle lights. I like this one personally. It just kind of radiates awesomeness. I've had more than your fair share of sinus, nasal, brachial, or bronchial. Nice. This is definitely the worst sinus infection I've had. They usually only last a couple days. This one was bad. This started out as what seemed like an allergy, and then just sort of went spiraling out of control. The fact that I still can't really smell, I have breakthrough smells, which is really funny. So I think I just literally have, everything is still swollen to the point that things aren't getting to the sensory part of my nose, if that makes any sense. Like, things that would normally have a smell can't get deep enough to be processed, if that makes sense. So earlier today, I got my first real actual smell to get through, and it was a candle at Target. And it was a joke, obviously. You know, the wifey was smelling fall/Halloween candles, all pumpkin-y flavored and whatnot. And so she was smelling them. I'm like, oh, funny, you're not even gonna offer me one. So she goes to walk away. Sorry, we just had dinner a few minutes ago. And so I pick one up and I open it and I jokingly go, and I smelled it. I was like, what? You know, it's so weird to have a sense that's muted and then suddenly be back. I assumed it was going to be like I would sort of smell some stuff and like things like that, but no, I get it in strange tiny bursts. Like there was something I had in my hand earlier today, and I forget what it was, soap or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. And for a brief second, like I had it near my nose, I wasn't trying to smell it. For a brief second, I caught it. like it was like that. Like if something can have a smell for that amount of time, that's what it was. So it's almost like a bad connection on a like a TV, like TV or stereo when the wire's just not quite there and you're messing with it, and then like you get something every now and then before the full signal comes through. That's what's going on with my nose right now. It's really weird. Yeah. Yearn for winter. Nearly everything that sets off my nose is dead and gone. That's funny. It did say that there's been a lot of pollen issues, apparently, or some type of allergy issues down here in Southeast Texas recently. So that might have been what set me off in the first place. Like I went somewhere I don't normally go and probably has a different density of trees and stuff like that I am allergic to. Which actually really makes sense given when it started was right after I went somewhere I never go on a week where we had really high pollen and other types of air pollutants. So it probably started out as a really bad allergy attack because it was all sinuses. And then I did a really serious sinus rinse. And then it felt like it just like ballooned and exploded into something so much worse. So Jerry X. Okay, speaking of new things, not to try and one up you, I just copped a few Xeon kits from Hobbytown. Kits are finally becoming affordable where I live. That's cool. I don't know how you'd be one upping me in that one. I don't care. I do find myself caring less and less about purchasing new kits. I have bunch, a bunch on pre-order for different things, and I don't know if I care when they get here. That's the bad part. Although I take that back. There are a few things I definitely care about. Power Rangers kits, stuff like that. I care about those. Gundams, I don't know if I care anymore, except for maybe Double October. It's kind of, I haven't built in so long, and I don't know if I have the drive to build those anymore, realistically. Versus maybe just only doing customs from now on, not bothering to review Gundam kits anymore, because like I don't feel like that's a viable venue for me anymore. Like, it just, other than doing it for fun, then building everything that comes out and stuff like that, it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Double October is all but dead this year because I have almost nothing. I think I have 5, maybe 6 kits, and they're somewhere. I know where 2 of them are at current, and obviously one of them is like the crowning one, more or less, was the one that went missing, and neither FedEx nor P Bandai is willing to replace for me, and I just don't have another $70 to just drop on it again, you know. So, and then there's buttload, a buttload of double O stuff coming out next year. So it's like, I think this year might be different in that I may just talk about y'all's builds. Like, if you guys have builds like that, I'll do an official announcement tomorrow, probably. If you guys have your own builds and collections, I'd rather show those off and talk about those than struggle with try to make my own content this year. And we'll just call it like Double October 5.5, like just 5.5, because it's like going to be hard to really make a real month out of it this year. No way I'm getting a month of content of anything I can do on my own. And that sucks. Snag 3 G-Frame Zaku 2 F2s from Target. Yeah, I noticed they're getting a lot more stuff lately. That's pretty cool. They're getting a lot of kits. They're getting a lot of Bandai stuff. Tattoo Toy Hunter, what's going on, Kev? How you doing? How you doing over there? By the way, guys, go subscribe to Tattoo Toy Hunter if you're interested in other things besides this kind of stuff. They also have a fun podcast, Savage podcast and stuff like that. Oh, also, I'm not really keen on this particular light situation. I want to change it up. Go seasonal. See what this does. Greatest hits I don't know how I would do that though. Know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I would do for that. Yeah, you were telling me about that, or I saw your post about having to go back and forth to San Antonio a few times. I'll put this. See, one thing you can't really tell is that it's actually like moving colors up and down. It just looks like singular blinking. I don't know, I'm just playing with it. Go back to my main colors. Just because red and blue look cool, y'all. I don't know. I'll try to snag a Dynamis soon for Double October. I mean, it is what it is, Eric. You still need to come over and see the new place. Now that hopefully everyone in your life is well. I haven't heard any negative reports from you, so I assume everyone came out okay. I can see both chats, April. Yes, I am streaming to both my streamable channels. I'll put it that way. I don't tend to stream to my secondary channel because it shares a lot of content between, or a lot of people between the main one and the other one. So I don't tend to stream to that one. So yes, April, that's why I'm talking about those things. Guys, however, over here on the main SHOKY Reviews channel, if you're remotely interested in the live streams that I do over on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel, been doing Throwback Thursdays where I pick a single year, or actually you guys technically pick a single year, and I go through the catalog of music from that year and put together a weird live stream where I react to said music. There's been some very interesting stuff that I've never even heard of. If you've ever heard of the group Cock Robin, well, that was something you may have missed. And then Home Fridays is a little bit different. That's for a very specific group, generally speaking. It's fun time, fun chat. But I have been looking for doing more days, different types of reaction to different things, like other types of videos that have nothing to do with music, such as like random things, like funny cat videos or uh, satisfaction videos, that kind of crap. I was thinking about doing What the Wednesdays. Like literally, like you guys suggest some random stuff as long as it's safe for work that I can watch and do that kind of stuff, just because it's fun and I like interacting with the chat a lot more. PGXia, still working on that. Okay. No, I mean I don't mean bring something over for Double October. I just mean come check out the new place. Come and just hang. No one has been here. No one. Like, it's just been me and the missus. Let's do it. Okay, you want to do something for Double October? That's fine, Jerry. Do some Double October stuff, guys. By the way, like I said, I will make an announcement for Double October builds. Like, I mean, I was tempted this year to do a Double October contest, like literally, but everybody has been building Double O stuff this year. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I've been seeing through all groups everywhere, like Double O builds, Double O builds, Double O builds. It's like, damn, I missed my window to just have a Double October contest. Plus I have nothing to give away for said contest because nothing I can buy right now. Oh really? That's funny. That's funny, April. Jan Cat forever. No, and just no. But yes, I am looking for other content to be making. I still need to do a Hathaway's Flash review. Still haven't watched it, so I'm still on board for watching Hathaway's Flash and reviewing it. Though I've been wanting to do more either series or movies discussions, uh, and that could technically go on either channel. Whether it's anime Gundam related, have that on the Shoki channel, and then normal type of stuff over on the other one. Like earlier, I posted about watching Hell of a Boss, up to currently on here. Now, one thing is, it's hard to do it's really, really, really hard to do reaction to that show because it usually gets copyright claimed instantly. However, excuse me, reviewing the show like I used to do, do episode breakdowns and stuff like that, that would still be fun. Things I can do. I can give you a tiny bit of advice, Jerry. Also, I'll say, other than Ecto 1, which the newest parts are on the way, so that's cool. I can build at least 2 more doors. It's like, I'm on the doors now, which seems boring and repetitive, but hey, they're gonna have real working windows. Did I export that video? I think I did. Either way. Yes. So, Hell of a Boss, great show, great animation. I think it would be fun to do a review of what's going on so far. I need to make sure that it's not like, I guess I could do episode by episode. I mean, they're short. I could do that just for fun, and those wouldn't be live. I could do those recorded. Give myself the ability to do some more content that isn't just straight up looking at plastic stuff. Now, mind you, I have bought a lot of stuff since the last time you guys saw a legit review from you or from me. Where's my brain? That's the other thing. My brain has been very tired. Even like from last weekend to this weekend is a major shift in how I've been able to sleep. When your nose is 100% blocked, it is really hard to sleep. So the last 2 nights, even though I ended up on the couch due to either snoring or sweating, not to be too gross, but it happens. Now that my body is trying to get back to normal, I've been exporting a little bit more sweat in my sleep, just burning out the demons, as it were. I actually slept to the point I felt rested instead of being awakened every hour by either my own snoring, the wife waking me up to take my temperature, or needing to pee because I've been constantly drinking water to make sure I'm hydrated. So, very bad. You could do Hardy Watch stream yourself with a timer like Star Wars Theory, and everyone else's tunes in a timestamp on their own. I thought about doing watch parties, but not streaming them, like just hanging out with you guys on the Discord doing watch parties, or music review parties. I've been wanting to do. You're gonna message me now, Jerry. I've been wanting to do karaoke nights in the Discord, but I didn't, or it doesn't have to make sense, people, and nobody's taking me up on that. Snagged you an MG7 sword. Gonna add that to my XN, not remotely original, but stab happy. Well, the funny part is, I think that. Why am I looking? I know it's in a box. So I'm looking as though it's where it used to be. In my own brain, my room is still not 100% yet. No, it was my. Because my 7 swords and my normal 00 riser came together to be one thing. I'm so exhausted on the every pointy thing off the Gundam possible. That's why I cannot stand so many of these brand new mobile suit designs that are coming out, whether they're the new SD kits, whether there's this new seed kit, all this crap. It's all in this, as much pointy crap sticking off of it as possible. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. If you like it, cool. That's good for you. I'd hate it. Anyways, I need some do old comedy. Yes, thank you. I forgot. I wanted to do a comedy nights. Just doing comedy sketches, either old or new. It'd be fun. And that's just gonna be copyright claim heavy. It is what it is. Copyright claims will be fun. Something watch part. What? I have no idea what you're saying, X. New Bandai Batmobiles. I didn't look into the kits at all, but it's Bandai. They'll do a good job. All I know is that Warner Brothers / DC has been licensing their crap to everyone because they lost so much money on movies. So they've licensed their crap to everybody to sell. So I don't care. I have assumed they'll be good. I have no clue, though. I mean, Hasbro isn't any better. I mean, well, I guess I can't say that because I was about to say that we got GI Joe model kits coming, but that's also a Hasbro owned or partnered with company with Flame Toys, so there's no good way to go about that. I mean, I've been following stuff that's coming out. I'm just don't care. Although somebody absolutely should take one of those Batmobile kits and combine it with like some type of normal already built frame and make it into something that looks like a Batmobile that transformed. That should be a thing that happens. Yeah, I mean it. Well, are they glue up kits or are they snap fits? Because I mean, it seems weird that Bandai would go backwards. I mean, they could just make snap kits. They're just that good. Excuse me. Also, if this all sounds like alien garbage to Patricia and April, it is what it is. Um, but yes, comedy nights would be fun. Once again, I do have to leave some time for the wifey. I do like to do Sunday night streams here on the SHOKY channel. So that one would be out. So occasionally a Saturday or some other random day. Funny thing is, we're not dependent on TV schedules anymore. So it used to be I could avoid, say, Thursday nights by avoiding Grey's Anatomy. So I could always live stream during that. Or if there was some other really garbage TV show on, I could avoid that. But we don't have normal TV anymore because we cut that. We're running straight internet, baby. With every stream, almost every streaming ability. Oops, my light is sitting on top of something it shouldn't be. Oh, no. That's my footstool down here is leaning against my light. Oops. Primarily SnapFit, but they will acknowledge some parts. Yeah, but I mean, occasionally it happens. Have they? No. Not, well, if they did, I wouldn't know, But I mean, every now and then you got to glue something. We all know this as model builders. Even if it's a SnapFit kit, you're going to glue something. There's tiny little parts, especially on Gundams. How many V fins have you guys glued in place on your MGs because you knew they weren't going to stay, or a tiny little red chunk on a shoulder, or some garbage, or a hip skirt, something like that, where a little piece always wants to come off. The stupid little yellow V in the crotch fins; those are stupid. I do kind of want to get back to building, but I have so many customs. I mean, look at it this way. I've still got the custom grays that's been not touched in 9 months at this point, probably. I don't think I touched it since January. I've still got the tiny violin laying here somewhere, which that shouldn't take me too long to actually finish once I finish just scratch building it. I might not even go with the paint scheme I really wanted to do because I can't get screen printing down to that level, or tape cutting to that level. It's so tiny. I had to glue Zeta V fins. I had to cut all the nubs off Delta Gundam and glue it. Yep, that happens too. You cut out regular cable and stream and YouTube and Netflix. I mean, that's a good way to do it, Patricia. And if you have a VPN of some sort, then you can change your settings to other countries, so you can start watching stuff on Netflix that you can't see in the US, which is how I've watched a few things. The only thing we don't have that's a primary source would be Hulu. And I think if I get Hulu, I'm going to see if I can tag that into my already purchased Disney one, because I know that they have a ESPN, Hulu, Disney bundle. And I want to see if I can tag all those together so that she can watch a little bit of quote unquote live TV, catch up on shows that she does tend to like. But frankly, there wasn't anything good on live TV anymore. Like, I was watching stuff coming out on Netflix, on Amazon, on HBO, but not normal terrestrial TV. And I'm not saying I'm waiting for it to come to streaming. I'm saying I'm watching the dedicated shows. 4,000 things on DVD. I had a lot of DVDs, and then I got rid of a lot of them, like 90%. If it does, I'll look into it. Because this go around when we redid our phones, we didn't get Hulu. Like whenever I got my new phone, previously on its own, back when I had the Samsung 9, I was offered Hulu. I was already paying for Hulu, but then they said we'll give you a free Hulu. Unfortunately, it was the with ads version of Hulu, which meant I wasn't watching it as often. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I watched it so little that I hadn't signed in like 6 months, so they canceled it, and then it wasn't an offer anymore. So, oh, some tiny good news this past week, though. Even though I was sick, our bed has finally been paid off. And that was the last big debt that I had. And that was a 3,000 some odd dollar bed. I don't remember exactly how much it cost at the end of it. And we had a 7-year payoff plan, and I'm pretty sure I paid it off in 4. Yeah, because we got the bed before we got our cars. So yeah, I paid that thing off way earlier. I mean, it was supposed to be like a $25 thing a month, and then like I just said, no, I'm paying this thing off like now, even though it was like no interest for ever. I'm just like, no, I'm not playing that game. I'm gonna pay this off. I do not want to be in debt that long. It's stupid. I'm still on my Hulu loop. You're breaking my brain, man. I don't know. I'm just glad I'm feeling remotely better. Now, whether that's my body doing its job or the fact they gave me medication, which I have felt the side effects of. They gave me doxycycline, which I've never taken. It's definitely a stronger antibiotic than I think I've ever been given when I wasn't at a hospital for something. And even then, that was so long ago, I couldn't tell you what they gave me. Can you tell my nose is loosening up? But between Mucinex and Claritin, it's been keeping the mucus at bay or keeping it down. The occasional just hit of Dayquil, just to kind of give me a little, little anti-inflammatory boost with some anti-congestion stuff. Not like taking a full shot of it like you normally would do. In the morning, I take all my vitamins and all that kind of stuff, so that gives me a really nice boost after about an hour, especially with breakfast. We waited way too long to get breakfast this morning. We went to House of Pies, which was mediocre for some reason. I was still happy, though, just to be out in public, even though my nose started running then. I was like, uh-oh. I was like, I'm so used to it not doing anything except going back that when it started running, I was like, I don't, uh-oh. Like, it's like I had to use my only napkin I had to blow my nose at the table, and then I had to excuse myself to go to the bathroom and continue the job. And then it just kept running. I was like, this is the opposite of my problems I've been having. This is funny. So, like I said, I got real sidetracked there, but I have a lot of stuff that I already have that I could review, not counting kits. If I go get back to that, see, I mostly just kind of wanted to not do Gundam kits anymore for reviews. Maybe just keep building for the hobby, but get out of reviewing them. It's not really. Hi, Sam. It's not really beneficial in the long run. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do just yet. I know I want to get back to reviewing stuff because I have so much stuff that I do want to talk about and have fun with. I am enjoying doing the out the box reaction reviews. They're obviously not in depth, but they're fun to do. So at least I can keep content moving forward that way. Upcoming flu season is going to be killer. Like, I don't even know what you just said. So just getting vaccinated. Yeah. Oh yeah, get your flu shot for sure. Everybody get your flu shots. If you haven't gotten your flu shot, do it. I did forget to silence my phone, but it is okay. After I get through with this sickness, I'll probably definitely get a flu shot. Still, I don't talk about it really, but like I still want to see more science behind the different shots for people who have already had the virus. I want to see the science more conclusively. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody should want to know more about what's going into your body. I'm not saying don't do the thing that your doctor tells you to do. Get a doctor's opinion. If you don't like that doctor's opinion, get another doctor's opinion. And if it agrees with the first one and there's no connection, think about it. But either way, voice your concerns if you have any with your medical professionals, not just some dude at CVS or HEB who's just doing a shot in your arm. Talk to your medical professional in your life and get an honest assessment with somebody who knows your medical history and hopefully has been keeping up with any of the studies, any of the science, or any of the outcomes across the world, and then make a decision based on that, which is basically what I'm doing. I'm not anti, because I want everyone who should be protected to be protected, like my wifey, like my parents, all have compromised immune systems. I don't, in comparison. I'm not a giant risk factor. I might be overweight and I might have high-ish blood pressure, but that's still a pretty small percentile. I'm not even in the real age risk. And now I've had the disease. So that's the most I'm going to talk about it before YouTube's come slamming down on me. There's the expanding 30-minute mission lines. Yeah, I've been looking at the 30. That stuff has also gotten in the very pointy, everything sticking off of it territory. Still interesting stuff. The 30-minute misses, I guess, or the girls, the whatever. Those are pretty interesting. The gun girl, whatever those are called. Those are they just look cool. The anime girls who also connect to guns, pretty interesting in and of itself. I'm the leading medical expert on. I've no doctor to speak of. Well, find one. I'm sure someone will talk to you. We're doing a whole lot of online consulting. Sam is lonely at the moment, and so he keeps messaging me. Good old Sam, though. Glad he's doing well, at least. There's other stuff that people... what kits are they? I did see the 172nd line is getting ridiculous. There's also that new show or manga that they're pushing a whole lot of kits for that all look pretty cool. It's like I'm just gonna look at these because he's just sending so many. He bought a whole bunch of G frames. That's what he's showing me. So he sent me a meme. An invisible man and an invisible woman got married. I'm not sure what they saw in each other. Their kids were nothing to look at either. Such a dork. I will say, round about this time of night, my ear pressure starts going up a little bit, but I've remained mostly upright. Yeah, that's the thing, Jerry. I'll look at it closer later and we can discuss it. Oh, shit, no. Thank you for the reminder, Mr. Hida. The Funicorn has not made an appearance yet. You're right, it's a live stream. There's the Funicorn, way late in the show. But the Funicorn, the Trophy of Apathy. The Zero Fuck Zero. By the way, make sure you're following Big Shot Toy Works on all the things. They're showing off new stuff. It's an anti-joke, essentially. I don't see the humor. Oh, Jesus. I have seen on P Bandai a lot of stuff is getting re-released. Stuff like that. Head in for the night. Stay safe. Okay, Jerry. But yeah, I'll just hit me up. You know where I am. We can discuss your thingy you sent me. Sounds weird. But yeah, it's actually nice to be able to talk effectively without sounding like there's two fingers stuck in my nose the whole time. Still got shell. I still have a lot of shells to set up though. Like I did. Oh, you know what? I heard. Okay, yeah, that's right. So the other night, it's funny. We were watching something on TV, and I had just set up my Ninja Turtle shelves over here. I spent like a good hour and a half setting those up, and we're in there eating dinner, and we hear something fall, and I instantly knew what it was. Freaking Toka. Like, instantly knew it was him. Like, didn't even have to look. For some reason, that stupid mutated wolf will not stand. Like, these shelves are very secured, and in theory, this unit doesn't move that much, unlike our old one, where every time the neighbors did anything stupid, the walls would shake, which resulted in a lot of my figures falling over. And realistically, on this wall, excuse me, the Ninja Turtles are the only thing that is really set up. So I still need to do, and since I'm feeling better, I can get back to it. I set up all the Back to the Future guys. I got to figure out where I'm going to put all the Power Rangers stuff. Probably going to be over here. And right now, figuring out where everything's going to go, because everything's placement has changed, and I'm not going to be putting certain things back on the shelf, has really changed how I'm going to redo my room. Not to mention, I'm getting which is going to change in the future as well. I'm getting another Big Billy over here. I'm getting another Besto to go right here, because now I have another large robot that I have to display, and Big Billy is the only way to manage it. So I'm going to do that. Although, I have to wait till I get it out of the box, because it might work in the Besto. Now that I think about it, might save myself some space. By the way, I haven't checked in on it in a while. I think my groin healed. For those who even know that I had a groin injury, so well over a month ago, almost 2 months ago, if I'm right, I pulled my groin. Technically at work, but technically at home. It's a whole situation. The injury happened at work. The inciting thing that pushed it over the top happened at home. So therefore, they could not claim it as a work injury, which actually would have been worse off for me. So went to the doctor. They honestly weren't that big of a help. And I never got my x-rays back to see if I had anything else going on. But over time, nursing it, taking Advil on the daily, basically not doing anything too stupid, it definitely started healing, and it was like an inner thigh groin spot, like, because obviously groin's a larger area, but the connective part between my thigh and the groin, that's where it was. So that eventually stopped hurting almost entirely, but then I started feeling pain further up in the right below the belt line area, like not low enough, but you know what I mean. You guys know how anatomy sort of works, and it was in a kind of a particular spot, so I really thought it evolved into a full-on hernia. So I was really being careful with what I was doing, how I was lifting stuff. Yeah, I even had to be careful about how I was sitting. And then at the same time, I also had a back injury happen when we moved in. Going up and down stairs, carrying heavy stuff, really destroyed my sciatic on my right side. So I was in an immense amount of pain, and it was unrelated, but it was happening at the same time. So they were worried that I had something like really pinched off. But the weird thing is, when both pains sort of disappeared round about the same time, leaving only like a discomfort in that area I was just talking about, it felt like, honestly, it didn't feel like pain. It felt more like something like a nubbin. So I was really thinking I had a hernia. That feeling kind of went away on its own, and I haven't had it in more than a week. I think almost 2 weeks now. It hasn't even felt like that. But then the other day, my sciatic and the original groin pain came back at the same time and then went away at the same time. So I'm starting to believe that the pain I was feeling actually in my groin was not an actual muscle pull, although it probably started that way. But most of the pain was probably related to the sciatic nerve, and really it was kind of starting at my whole thigh and then kind of moving inward, just depending on how I was sitting and what I was doing. But once I started taking pressure off my right side, nursing that side, icing it, stuff like that, I think it changed. So it's just really weird. What are you even doing, Hita? He's randomly saying stuff. Hi, Hazel. What's going on? I'm just kind of regaling everyone with the story of how my groin somehow doesn't hurt anymore. Now, occasionally, I feel like I feel stuff, but the way I look at it, if I had a full on hernia, and maybe this is just my own dumb man brain thinking, if it had evolved into a full hernia, actual perforation and stuff like that, an actual dissension of the, some type of bowel, the rate and the severity of my coughing over the last 4 days probably would have made things incredibly worse. Probably would have hurt if I would have guessed. And it didn't. The only pain I got from coughing was up here in the chest. And that's how I know things have changed, because originally when I started coughing, it was all down here, bronchial area. And it was like that for like 2 days, where it was like draining in my sleep. Today and a bit yesterday, it's all been throat. Like, it's just not getting very far, and then I cough and, stuff comes up. Yep. Sorry, Hazel. No. Okay. So, Hazel, long catch up. If you didn't see the video the other day. So just regaling for people who are just here. Did not have COVID. Definitely a sinus infection of some sort. Probably started from severe allergic reaction to an area I was not used to going to in a particularly high pollen week. So all of that together. What I was talking about was how my previous groin injury seems to have cleared up potentially, and how it may have been related more to my back injury than an actual groin pull. Although there was probably a combination of the two that healed into just one, which healed into virtually none. Because I actually had to move this billy right here to rewire stuff. So I emptied some stuff off of it. I mean, it's not full, but I moved some of the heavier stuff off and stuff I didn't want to fall. And I moved it. I had to use some leverage to move it. And I was by myself, and I thought I was going to hurt myself. And frankly, I felt nothing. I didn't utilize that side. But I did it, So that was one reason. Now, does that mean I'm ready to get back to work at full pace like I was doing for weeks on end? I don't think so. I need the work, or at least I need the extra work. I need the extra money in my pocket. But I'm not sure how I don't know what my limits would be currently. Like, I probably want to take another week or two to make sure I'm good. Not to mention the fact I'm getting over being sick. Famous April typo there. It's funny. If anybody's got any questions, and there's not a lot of people hanging out right now, by all means. I'm going to only go for a little bit longer. I don't want my throat to get sore from talking. And I'm running out of tea. Also, for those who would not know, before I started doing YouTube, I was doing Facebook Lives on my personal thing, and I would walk around, talk about stuff just with my friends, family, and whatnot, or if I'd go live in groups. But my big thing was stopping and saying, "Watch me drink tea." Yep. Yeah, recuperating is great, except for the fact I've had lots of time to recuperate. What I need now is to get stuff done. which is one reason why I need to get this window covered, which hopefully I can do within the next week or so. So once the panels should be coming in on Tuesday. So it's 48 12 by 12 panels. So in theory, that should get me almost perfect 7 by 7 square minus 1, because I would need 49. I had 52 of them in my cart, and then that bundle sold out, so whatever. But the window is not square, it's wider than it is tall. So I'm going to have to do some tricky measuring, because I was thinking I could go 8 by 6 would work. I just got to make sure that it will work. You know what I mean? Because then I can just get some 1/4-inch plywood and just cut it, glue all the panels in place and just strap up the plywood over the window instead of actually putting it in the window. That looks terrible. Anthony, what's going on? Mr. Sir Moshi. I saw you added that to your name the other day. I was like, who is this weirdo claiming to be Anthony? Yeah, feeling better, not feeling 100%. I'm at least to the point that I can talk. I want my sense of smell back, and I want my hearing back 100% in this ear, because it's my only good ear. It comes and goes. If you guys have ever had water in your ear or whatever, dove into a pool wrong, or somebody hit you with a squirt gun, however you shower, however you get water in your ear, and that uncomfortable feeling, and everything sounds super muffled, do that times 3 or 4, and that's what I've been dealing with. And it comes and goes. Sometimes it'll drain, I guess, because sometimes your ears are connected to another canal that goes down your throat. It drains a lot like your sinuses do. And when that's clogged, that hurts, by the way, because I've had that happen. I've had that drain clog, and I was like, what is, because something was causing me pain right through here. I thought I was on my way to an aneurysm or something, thinking it was my carotid artery. And it wasn't. They did a check. They're like, no, I think it's just that. And, eventually it broke up. But anyway, still doing occasional warm or cold compresses on certain areas. My face doesn't feel like it's this big anymore. My head doesn't feel like it's going to explode. I just feel dampened, like this side of my body is dampened. But the fact that I can sniff, like actually breathe in through my nose, is wonderful. I just got to keep at it with the meds. Just got to deal with the side effects of the medication, like I was talking about. It's got two side effects that seem to actually be happening to me. Sensitivity to sunlight. I'm not exactly sure what that particular side effect is. It just says to avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight or synthetic sunlight. So don't go in a tanning bed. And the first day I went outside after being on the medication, it sucked in comparison. All I did was go to my car, go get breakfast, come back. And I was like, good God. I can feel the difference. We went to breakfast and shopping today briefly, could feel the difference just being in the sun. So that sucked. So hopefully that goes away pretty quick. And then the other one was a little bit of reflux and stuff like that. So I gotta watch that, because it sucks when I'm sleeping and it comes, and I can't take anything for it within 2 hours. So the what I read online was, if you take the actual medication, you can't take any antacids or anything like that for at least 2 hours after you've taken the medication, or you can't take the medication within 6 hours of taking an antacid, because it's not that they have a bad interaction. It's that most antacids have magnesium and stuff like that, and that actually weakens and or blocks the other medication. So, I don't know what that is, but it sounds terrible. It just sounds gross. I don't know why. So something about royal jelly extract. I know what it is. And I know what that is. It sounds gross. I'll probably do another sinus rinse tomorrow as well. I'm gonna use warm water instead of cold water because cold water seems to like shut everything down. If I have any other issues, I'll look at it, Hazel. But thank you, I appreciate that. Um, Will, formerly a different name, but now Will. Oh, what does suck when streaming like this, all it shows me is YouTube. Doesn't tell me which channel. I just have to remember who's on what channel, which it's pretty obvious. Like I've only got like five to nine people from one channel that talk, and then however many random people might talk from the other one. So it is what it is. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. Usually about nighttime is when it starts. All the good stuff from the day is worn off, basically. So I'll take a good swig of NyQuil just to help me sleep and deal with any extra congestion overnight, and then I'll deal with all of the terrible side effects from that, which actually might have been what caused my sweating. Because if you guys or gals out there have experienced this, sometimes when I fall asleep super fast, like my body will like superheat and then cause me to just literally like just every ounce of moisture that's in my body comes out in buckets. Um, and it's not because I'm sick. It's not because of anything else. It could be that I'm just that tired. Just the trigger is like how fast I fall asleep. And we're not talking, you're watching both. I don't know if that technically helps, but okay. Appreciate that. You can comment from both and I wouldn't know the difference. It'd be funny. If anybody else experiences that, there's like, because we're looking into like reasons for it, and like I couldn't find an agreeable reason. Like there wasn't like a one particular thing. Like some people say it's a heart condition, some people say it's just from being fat, some people say, well, you're just hot. Okay. But almost everybody said it was kind of related to reaching REM sleep very fast, and those nights happen. Like, and it's almost, and when I would take Advil PM, it would happen every time. So also that was another cause was ibuprofen, which I have not been taking this week. I've been taking acetaminophen this week. New place looks like coming together nicely. So it's here. So it's funny. So for the guys who have been to my live streams on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel, they've seen my live stream setup sort of evolve. Mostly in positioning the camera and or having a light. And then these new lights I just got, and before I got sick, so I couldn't do the live stream. And frankly, all I did was move the camera over 2 inches so that I'm straight on, not angled anymore. It's just kind of funny. But yes, it is coming together. If you've been watching the vlogs at all, you've been watching me get stuff set up. Now that I'm feeling better, I can get back to vlogging and doing a lot more. So like one thing I need to get, like I said, I mentioned earlier, get all these figures on the shelves that I want to put on the shelves, figure out where they're going to go. Actually, right now I emptied out a box of Gunpla that now they're all stacked up there just to get floor space. Like here, there was a giant box right here. For anybody who remembers, like one of the reasons why my camera was turned, there was a giant box right here with more boxes stacked on top of it. And I was just like, I need room to work. It's like, I've got shelf space to put boxes on, of Gunpla, at least the stuff I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. So I just put all those up there on top of that side. I'm not putting anything up on top of here just yet. Just those shelves are not secured worth a damn, so I'm not going to do that. But the goal, like I was stating, I want to get that window covered with the plywood and the sound deadening stuff. One, that'll give me an interesting background behind me. Two, it'll help with sound resistance versus all the traffic. And you know what's really funny? Because probably because my ear is so clogged, I've heard like no loud traffic tonight. Normally it's like you hear something. Because like I said, freeway right there. But I got the lights for live streaming purposes. It is what it is. I could also technically use them for shooting pictures of stuff. I want to absolutely get into diorama building for my displays. I was thinking this week about my 5.2 toy displays, but I don't know where they're going to go yet. Obviously, on Billy, I just don't know where. Because I want to build out dioramas for like the different types. Like, say, the animal types, I want them to be kind of in a jungle-ish area. Dinosaur types, build out something a little bit more for them. All the aquatic types, I want to basically build a faux aquarium for them to be swimming around in, as it were. So I want to do all that kind of stuff. With the new one I got, it's one of the beetles. I want it climbing up a plant or a tree. Hi, Lynette. What's going on? Thank you for coming and say hi. Oh, you've been watching the vlogs. Okay, good. See, I can't tell who watches. Nobody ever comments on the vlogs. It is what it is. But like, I want to make something that I can be proud of rather than just have a whole bunch of crap on the shelves. Like where we used to be was kind of representative of my collecting at that point, and it was like, let's see how much crap I can buy. Now I'm like, let's see how cool I can make the crap that I bought look. Because I've got, right now, all my Transformers on this side. Like, this whole area over here is all Transformers. It's going to stay all Transformers as long as I can keep it that way. Everything over there is going to be different action figures. I've got my Ninja Turtles set up in a way where I can have dioramas pretty easily by dividing shelves. Back to the Future, I have no idea what I'm going to do with that just yet. But then I have the random stuff that is going to be more like just things on shelves. Power Ranger stuff, I would love to do dioramas for instead of just having them endlessly out. I will be doing Transformers dioramas 100%. A lot of Cybertron, a lot of Earth, stuff like that. Space. So that'll be fun. I should be good and go get my PT exercise while I'm watching. Yes, that'd be good. Go do that, Lynette. I mean, I'm not gonna go too much longer, because I'm tired. It is what it is. I watched a diorama video earlier, and man, this guy made a wizard's tower with a huge wave hitting the rocks. Oh yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Like, I'm not gonna do anything like stupid crazy. Like, just good enough that I have the space I want for my figures. Like, I don't need it to be a scene out of a movie. I don't need it to be like I could shoot movies in this. There's a couple things I want to build out. I have uh, a kind of woodland fireside camp thing I want to do for my plunderlings. Like, I've got 3 plunderlings on order, or I'm sorry, 2 plunderlings on order. They're the only ones I want currently, and I'm gonna just have a cool fireside forest thing for them to be in, to where they're sitting around the campfire. That one in my head. It's the only one I want to do specifically that way. Things like that. I want to do the command center for the Power Rangers, things like that, battle scenes. One thing I thought would be really funny for the monsters that are coming out for Power Rangers, because they fit with the Build-A-Megazords. I thought it would be fun to build like a small fake city. Maybe even get some of those Bandai 30-minute mission buildings and stuff like that, to have the monster and the Megazord fighting amongst them, or out in the desert place that was always right next to Angel Grove. That kind of stuff for the different bigger monsters to fight some of the Megazords, even if they don't have anything to do with the series. Just have those monsters fighting those Megazords. I think that would look pretty neat. Just stuff to give me something else to do and be creative with, because I don't know that I want to keep doing Gundam in the same way that I used to do. Robert White, I'm not dead. I've gotten to the point where possessions possess me more than I possess them. Yes, that is 100% true, Lynette. That is one thing I absolutely learned when we moved, that my possessions 100% possess me. That's also why I found it easy to kind of want to get rid of some of those things. There's 3, maybe 4 shelves of stuff that I'm just ready to part with. That's why I haven't unboxed those things. I'm going to need to sort through them because not everything I want to get rid of, but a lot of it I do. And then finding a place to sell said stuff is going to be hard. I know Let Go and Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that, pretty good. But also, I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to ship stuff, especially considering I got rid of all of my boxes. Like, you guys don't even know. Like, the stack of boxes that I used to have, like from shipments that came in that I held on to for when we moved, dozens of different size boxes from large to, action figure size, all gone, except for what I have left over from that I have not unpacked yet. And that felt good just to get rid of that collection of junk. Figuring out storage space has been interesting. Playing Tetris in this closet so that I leave room for the review set when I get around to it. If I do get this next larger Billy, which I probably still will do, actually, you know what? What might behoove me is get another tall, skinny Billy, because I already have one that I can't use, which is right here. So I'm replacing that with the Besta. It might be better to get another tall, skinny Billy. It looks weird to have two of them side by side, but it might work. And then I'll put the short Billy out there. Otherwise, I just get another tall Billy, put it there, and then I'll just subdivide it however I need to in the future for whatever will go there. I don't know. Backlog, because backlog still has to go somewhere. All the Gundam empty boxes are going to be going away. As long as they're empty, they're going away. I'll still have the junkyard boxes. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the stuff that I'm not going to put on display, because I'll only have 4 DTOLs to display. So that'll all be back here behind me for live streams. And then from there, I don't know. I still got artwork I need to figure out what to display. I've still got artwork I want to buy that I got to put on display. I have a buttload of statues coming that I got to figure out what I'm going to do with when they get here. So I've got to plan ahead, and this room can't put a whole lot more stuff in it. So it's either put a big ass Billy there or put 2 skinny Billies there, because then I can offset them with statues and stuff, or something. I don't know. But either way, hold on. Yes, I absolutely remember that person. I talk to him fairly often. Why? Also, I got a little lightheaded from that rant, if I'm honest with you. Mostly because my nose is getting more stuffed up because I'm getting further and further away from the last time I took something for it. If you have a MG Gelgug 2.0 kit built or unbuilt, I do not. I've never bought a Gelgug of any type, unfortunately. I think the most MG stuff I have right now unbuilt is all seed. I have Providence, the 4 seed Gundams that I bought prior to moving. And then I think that's it for MG kits. Yeah, that's what I remember. I bought all that stuff for Master Grade Monday, and then it didn't happen. And then I've thought about if I have time, and if I really try, and guys, I'm going to be honest with you, it's really hard to find the want to try this year for Double October. I strained really hard last year to pull it together, and it came out okay. This year, I don't have the will or the strength to try that hard of my own accord. Working with you guys to show your stuff, different story. Working of my own accord to thrash through builds, get the reviews done, make all new logos, all new intros, work out the entire schedule, all that kind of stuff. We're past the halfway point of September, and not a single thing has been done, not even a new logo. Like I mentioned before, my key designer for everything left me high and dry. I have someone who said that they could, if I gave them the assets that I have, could make me a new logo for Double October this year, for whatever it would cost to just make that happen. So it is what it is, you know. I mean, Providence. Uh, dude, like, well, here's the thing. I think what I'm gonna do, because I'll have 4 detolfs to work with, I definitely want to put anything that is a collection on display. Like, not just all the shit from one shelf, you know. I want to make it look nice. I want to curate it to a degree. Because if you guys recall, I basically had shelves stacked to the gills of HGs, you know. But like, if it's a curated thing, like my unicorns were curated nicely, my wing kits originally were curated nicely, the tall geeses were. Oh, I do have the tall geese flugel on order, so maybe I'll add that to the tall geese display. The double October display, the sorry, the double O season 1 display, kind of season 1, thereabouts. The Graham Acre display, the uh, IBO season 1 display, the Musha Gundam technically is a display in and of itself. Those things I want to actually put out to, you know, something that can be looked at, that it's not just a whole bunch of shit on the shelf, all standing next to each other with their beam sabers and guns in hands. It looks terrible. It looks terrible. And I got tired of looking at it. That's just me being honest. You know, I don't care about 85% of the kits I built at this point. There's certain things I want to keep because it's like, this is important to me, you know, like my customs, you know, I want to have my customs on display, but I only have so much room to display, you know. And I know there are those half shelves you can put in for detolfs. Maybe that's a solution, you know, for the shorter stuff, but I want to build out action bases with things at different levels and poses. Excuse me. Um, and it's not saying that I couldn't have a Billy that could have some Gundams on display. That's also something that could happen, but I don't know. But basically, I'm going to end up with, if I had to guess, probably over 100 kits built that I'm just not going to keep. You know, it's just like, we got to figure out what to do with these. You know, I got rid of one big MG that I gave to Eric. So that was one kind of display option that went away. I've got a whole box for Gordon. Next time I see him, I'd literally have a whole box for him. Yeah, I got a Flugel. I tried hard for a while. And no place to display. Mine are in their boxes, built, and sorry. Display, mine are in the boxes. If they are not already displayed, I can't get details here for a good price. Display my EC kits that I've tweaked a bit because everything else doesn't fit in my display. Yeah, so it sucks. So one thing I've learned from being friends with Bobby. Hold on, I gotta scroll up because I think I've missed some stuff. By the way, what were you asking about? Oh, okay. You were just asking if I remembered the diorama that Gordon built. Okay, so Mr. Pork Flaps, I do not build clear kits. Period. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna waste my money on them. I'm not gonna waste my time building them. I have zero interest in it. And I'm at the point now where if it's not completing my collection or something I can't live without, I'm not buying it. And a whole bunch of clear kits, I'm not interested in. Now, if somebody wanted to build them and bring them to me to be reviewed, that's a different story. I'm always up for things that I don't care about that someone wants to bring and show me. And yeah, I considered that. I actually considered getting the other RGs that I don't have, the Estrellas and stuff like that. Not available. The other thing I thought about getting was, I tried to mention it earlier, the 1 to 100 kits, because I only looked at one of those, and it was kind of incomplete and wasn't built by the guy who showed it to me. It was fine. It made for an interesting review, but also because I wanted to, now that I want to have them to compare to the MGs. now that we finally have MG00 kits. Yeah, I'm based. I don't care. I'm honest about that. I've always been honest that I do not like clear kits. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they feel. I'm just worried that it's highly impractical for keeping together for long-term success. And yeah, it's fine if you like those things. Nothing wrong with someone liking them. Just don't hate on me because I don't like them and that I'm not interested in building them. You know, with the things that I've done that have a buttload of translucent on them. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's like I want as little translucent on a kit as possible. If it's just the beam saber blades, it makes my day because I can leave those in a box and not even bother with them. Uh, if it's the stuff for the eyes, whoop-de-doo. That's not going to bother me. Tiny effect part here and there, cool. Psycho frame on something, fine. That's generally not that bad, although there have been cracking issues. But to make any structural component of a thing clear, to make anything, sorry, to make any structural component of a thing clear is a terrible plan. To make anything that has to move translucent, terrible plan, because that will break. It will break. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, yes, while you're right, it would be an interesting Double October. It's nothing I would do for me. If it's something someone brought to me, that's another story. Like I said, it's easier for me to review something that someone else brings to me that I don't like than for me to go through it already hating the thing, because then I can't be then it's going to be a negative experience for me the whole way. If it's me showing it off and discussing it after it's built with the person who built it and giving their opinion on the thing, then I'm much more comfortable doing that because it's less of a waste of my time. And yeah, it's a waste of my time to build something I'm not interested in and don't care about and don't like. But if I see something I don't like and then I can just give an honest opinion of it based on it being brought to me, then I'm down for it. I don't agree the Trans Am makes sense to be clear because he's not technically clear. Now, that one display that somebody made with the normal several translucents or several clear and translucent going into the Trans Am one, that was a very cool way to utilize that. That makes sense. It makes sense in a after image. It doesn't make sense in general because they don't go clear. They go funky looking, but even the normal Trans Am kits don't make sense because the colors are all wrong, with the exception of the neon green. But the rest of the colors don't make sense. It's not orange, technically speaking. And the pinks are all wrong. It's one problem I had when I did all those. Christine C, hello. Sorry, we're discussing other things. Detail here is $99. Yeah, I don't blame you for not doing that, my friend. Probably gonna have to get even more. Have even more wording, Robert. And why are you spelling my name wrong? You're going to have to even more less space. I'm going to get it here eventually. Shelf space, because I have a feeling that eventually Bandai is going to get around to making MG anime accurate variants of the wing kits. I won't care. It's not like I bought all these run of P Bandai next ones. I'm happy with my MG wing kits. The only thing I need is a redo of original wing, and I need to get the Verka Wing Zero to replace my old Wing Zero, which is gone, or is now my Christmas Gundam. So those are ones I need for my kit or my shelf to be complete for me in my wing thing. So it's something I have to do. So I'm at the point now that I don't want to buy something that I'm not going to put on display or complete a collection. And that goes with Gundams. I'm not going to have boxes and boxes of build Gundams. I'm just not. I want to enjoy the things, and if I'm not going to be able to put them in a display, make them look nice, and not just be army built on a shelf, I'm not going to do it anymore. I can't afford to endlessly keep buying shit for no reason. If it's like all the Transformers, I'm building displays. The NECA stuff, building displays. Statues, they're technically displays on their own, but if they need something else, I'm going to do that. My Star Wars or Star Trek ships, kind of going to be a display. Haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do with them. Maybe, space stuff for them to fly through, or a partial docking ring of DS9 for the Defiant to be parked at, or or actually turn a whole shelf into the thing that the I don't have enough space to have all my ships displayed that way, but it would be cool. But I could always hang my ships from the ceiling as well. Sorry, I gotta scroll back. Yeah, screwed you on that one. Oh yeah, you guys should. Oh yeah, by the way, if you send any like memes, or not memes, if you send any emojis, it doesn't come across in this particular chat. So that's just a hi Christine, wash hands. It's funny. Hold on, I missed some things here. I'm cool with color variants. Unicorn and C-Packs are the furthest I'll go. Yeah. The funny thing is, I still haven't built my Apex. It's like, I like that thing. I might even sell that, to be totally honest. I was like, I don't think I need that. I was like, I'll just sell it. I don't care. It's cool. Don't care. I'll buy reprints of Transformers, reprint colors, or repaint of Transformers, as long as I can put them in a display. So Shatterglass stuff, can totally put that in a display. If it's repaints for other characters of the same mold that I care about, new things. I didn't buy the G2 version of Jazz because I don't care, but I bought the Shattered Glass version of Jazz, which is actually Shockwave, because that makes sense for Shattered Glass shells. Build divers level clear. Hold on. Level clear push, they can push boundaries. Yeah. That was one part. Build divers fighters really killed me on wanting to do translucent things at all. Okay, scrolling. Whoop, it jumped on me. There we go. After image displays look cool, but they take longer, add more space, making a nifty centerpiece, though. Yes, if you can make that work, looks cool. I've got 3 for years now, not a single issue, just throwing out the idea for your team. Some bummed that you've not tried, no big. It's just, dude, it's been a fucked up year. 2 years, technically speaking. It's just, and a lot of people say it's burnout. It's not burnout. I go through burnout once or twice a year when it comes to building, but that's when I'm building on the reg. I'm reviewing on the reg. Double October always burns me out because I push so hard to get it done. Like, you guys don't understand. If you didn't watch the Double October vlogs that I did the year before last, I think it was for 5 or for 4. You don't understand how much work goes into Double October. You don't. It's just, it takes weeks of prep just to figure out what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, plan out my building schedule in an order that makes sense, plan out my reviewing schedule around the building schedule, plan out interviewing people that are volunteering their own kits for the thing, and when that can be scheduled to the thing that I can throw it in there. And then you got people whose schedules change, so they can't get something built in time. So now I have to rearrange the release order, and then I have to actually execute the work. And you're talking about, in the case of, what was it, in Double October 4, I built 16 kits in 3 days, 4 days, something like that. Like, I was just picking up a kit, building it, picking up a kit, building it, picking up a kit, building it, and then after I built 7, go and review those 7, and then come back. And now that was my break. And I come back and I build another 4, and then go and edit those 7. And while those are exporting, I'm reviewing those 4. And then when those are kind of all in between, I sleep. And then I go and I build the next ones. You got to remember, I built a PG in less than 19 hours because I needed it done for the review. It's like, it's hard. And it's not, I tried to put it over a course of a year, couldn't do it, because then I lost track of what I had said on the previous review. And I was like, okay, now also I was putting the thing that I thought would be first, third, and I shot that 4 months ago. So now, and the lighting setup is different. Everything is different the way I did this. So it's like, no, I couldn't do it that way. So it's the thing that I spent the most amount of time working on. Oh, and by the way, that's not including going through designing time with my designer I no longer have to figure out the right logo to put on it for the year, making sure everything looks perfect, designing merch that nobody ever bought except for me and one other person. Designing an intro, which is not as easy as it looks, even though it looks almost identical to the previous one, but with changing the logo, not that easy to actually do. Uh, Redesigning everything around it, all of that work, all within the span of 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes running into the actual schedule to where I'm not finishing and reviewing a kit until it's days before the review itself, because the other 90% of the month was filled up with the previous 3 weeks of work. So, and on top of that, life, it's the most stressful thing I do. So if I might want to take this year off for myself, but just talk about the stuff you guys have done, because you probably have more stuff to look at than I do, uh, then I'm going to do that. It's going to be a lesser year. It's not going to be a full on double October. And I got to come to terms with that. And the fans have to come to terms with that, because next year there's a buttload of stuff coming, like so much stuff. And I'd almost rather manage that. And I'm really hoping there's a buttload of reprints that I'm missing, because there's a whole bunch of HG kits that I still want. If I want to get into the 1 to 100 old kits, I need a few reprints of those too. So I would rather wait and just do a massive blowout next year and just flub the numbers, and then just do a double October for you guys, for and by you guys, than really stress myself this year on doing all that work, and I've got no time to do. So it sucks, but it's the way the world has gone since COVID has screwed everything up. You know, the world is screwed. People don't even talk to people anymore. Things are stuck halfway across the world that are supposed to be here already. This year is not a good year to try to put together something on a schedule, and it sucks, because it's the one thing that I try hard for the fans, and I can't do to, for the benefit of the fans. I can't put it together the same way that I normally would. I can't even put together enough work to justify a week. That's what sucks. I can't put my own work together that would justify maybe 7 days, you know? So it has to be about what you guys have and what you guys have built. Because I've seen a buttload of customs out there, and I'm going to need the word spread by you guys, because I can't. My reach only goes so far. So I'm going to put it out there tomorrow in a real video discussing this, and then I'm going to need you guys to hunt down people that have submissions. And if you've got stuff you want to show off, that's what I need. And if you want to talk about it, then you got to be willing to actually come on a live stream or a recording and talk about it. But yeah. Yes, sorry. It's okay, Christine. Like I said, I'm not talking specifically on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel. I'm talking through both my channel. I wasn't really growing out of it. It's literally having all the resources taken away, kind of make it hard to do. Very, very basic and simple. Let's see here. Gotta scroll back because I missed a lot while I was talking. Wait, what? Okay, so Bandai having go master grade version. Okay, I already read that. P Bandai Magnock Legion needs to come up with its own shelf set. Sure, PT done. Good. I hope it went well. Sorry, I know that was a few minutes ago. Bandai probably gonna make my. Why am I saying this again? Sun says no shelves, just a wall with hooks to hang them on. Oh, okay. So you just caught that. That's fine. I have the hard part is, well, I know that's a good idea for that. The hard part is where to put them. What I can actually do, because I've got space up high, especially on that wall. that I could do floating shelves and then have my ships all across there. I just would have to find a way to light them so it makes it worth putting up there. It's also, why would I put something 10 feet in the air that I can't even see? You know? Okay. Gave up model planes for Gunpla, living with my parents for the fall semester. Once I moved back, want to build my own display case. Could do that too. Make a Megatolf. If you guys, it's like, a lot of people have been making Megatolfs, so they use the base framework of the Detolfs and remove the center or the glass that would be in between, and then have shelves that go all the way across. They make it work. It's a little weird, but it works. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have them all screwed together, so they're sturdy and also displayed up high, so you're no longer having to look at the ground to see it. So if you guys haven't seen the Halo Tolf, the way it is now, it's now 15 inches up off the ground, thereabouts. Gonna be hard to get because gonna be toy storage. Gonna be a toy what? A toy storage during Christmas. What are you talking about? Went nuts this boys. Okay, my brain is tired. I went nuts this week, boys. Got the RG Sazabi Moon Gundam. Be built, detailed both in 7 days. Hardly got sleep. Got them done. Water slides for both. Crazy. Who was it that was asked? Somebody said, was it you that said got both? And were asking me. Somebody was asking me about it on the Moon Gundam review not long ago. I feel like they dropped the ball on Moon Gundam kits. Like they just didn't do whatever. Yep. I appreciate anybody who comes to hang out and doesn't have any clue what I'm talking about. Yeah, Double October is cool. It's just, and believe me, as much as it sucks for you guys, it sucks for me because I enjoy it. It is a headache. It is stressful, especially like you can ask the wife. Like that year when I was plowing through it, like I'm sitting there literally in my spot, pile of kits next to me on the other couch or chair or whatever we used to be there. Oh, that was the old couches back then. And I'd literally be plowing through, especially the Jinx kits. That was the year I did the Jinx week. Um, those got done really quick. Some I painted, some I used stickers, but because they were repetitive, it was easy to just plow through them. But then it got to the points where I'm doing like a double O, the bigger ones, the thrones where there was a buttload of detail. And if I'm doing an SD kit, there's a reason I did uh, a straight built Exia SD and then the painted version. If you guys saw that, I think it was last year. Or compared to, here's the garbage out of the box that somebody sent me, or that was Joey who sent me that, and then here's the garbage with the same kit if you paint the whole thing and make it look good. And then that's last year. It was when I realized I had missed a kit because it was hidden, so that would roll over to this year. Plutone came out after Double October, so that's in the backlog. I got another kit. I got a Setsuna bust. Finally, I got a Setsuna bust after hunting one for years. So I was excited to get that built. But other than those three, I don't remember at all what else I had to build. I think I got some Build Fighters kit. I don't recall. Like I said, I think I maybe have 6 kits that I could build for it. But currently, like I could stress out and buy the, I was supposed to have the MG Repair 3. I could stress out and buy the 1-to-100s I can find. I do have the 00 Command Quanta on pre-order. That'll be here. I'm not sure when. It said October, so who knows. I will have all the final battle versions of the Gundam HGs. I'm definitely getting those because it's badass. No more, nobody have to do resin kits for those anymore. We'll obviously get more P Bandai releases of the Gen 1-ish Gundams. Those will be coming more in the future. Obviously, Virtue comes out post Double October. So, that would have been screwed. So like all the good stuff comes out post the thing I need them for, So I'd rather take the time and have so much crap that you guys will like. It'll suck to have to wait so long for, but it is what it is. The other thing we could do, now that I was just looking at it, I have the series I could technically talk about. We could do some episode breakdowns, stuff like that. Like it'd be not obviously can't do week to week on a whole long thing, but could be something we could do. We could have watch parties just for the fun of it. Things like that we could make happen that just wouldn't be for content. It'd be just for people who want to participate, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it is what it is. Oh, Christine, sorry. Like I said, I'm talking. I don't have any handy build robot model kits. They're called Gundams. Literally all of mine are in boxes. Are there any that I can access easily? Hold on. I don't know because everybody was packed away in a big rush. There's one that's not built. I'll give you an idea. Here. Just put this on the shelf. So for instance, so here's the example of a box. It's a big old robot. I guess technically a small old robot with a whole bunch of big guns. So that's what we're talking about. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but it's the thing. Now the things, if you see any of my old videos, if you're remotely interested or to see what we're talking about, Christine, or anybody from the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel, pop over to the SHOKY Reviews channel, and you'll see it's literally 90% of my content. Sorry, took me a second there. I scroll a little, it scrolls a lot. Okay, that's a bet. Gundam, yep, that, okay. Mini Moon Gundams ago, yep, okay. It's fine, I understand. Jerry, how's it going? Did I do you look younger? No, what I have is a lighting setup and a camera I couldn't adjust. It's wiping out everything. No, I did not technically get a haircut. I got a hair growth. So I was really buzzing it all down for the summer. Now that it's getting cooler, I'm letting the top grow out. I'm going to keep the sides short, probably keep the top no longer than this. I'm trying to grow my beard out a bit more because Renaissance Festival is around the corner. And given the way that COVID is different this year, so odds are it'll be better. But right now I'm trying to, doing it in the camera is a bad idea because I'm reversed. So trying to grow this out a bit better and want it to be a little bit more floofy. So I got to train it. I got a new comb for it today. Sorry. I cut my own hair up, by the way, for anyone who cares. Got a haircutting kit for Christmas 2 years ago. I've been using it. Keep my beard and my hair somewhat trimmed. R.I.P. the other chat, not a clue what they're talking about. Yeah, I mean, that's the difference between my two channels there. I mean, like, even the SHOKY Reviews 2 channel is still close enough to the regular channel. That's why I called it It Doesn't Have to Make Sense, because nobody over there is going to have any clue about what I normally do. I don't do that. I don't do the model stuff. I don't really do the nerd stuff. I don't do any of the hobby stuff over there. We have fun in a very different way. So, but the fact that they've been keeping both channels up to date on my case is a reason. What case condition, however you want to call it, is that they get all the live streams. Realistically, they're my live stream people, because it's fun to go over there and watch music videos and talk with them. Complicated sometimes, yes. Giant mecha, so much fun. Yes, very much, Lynette. You cut your own hair too, April. Excellent. The wifey won't let me cut her hair. Then again, I'm only really good with clippers, so it is what it is. I think a lot of people, and I'm not going to say this to be mean by any means. The older you get, I think the odds are you're gonna just cut your own hair. You're just like, why am I paying $30? Why for a guy? Why would I be paying $30 to cut my own hair? It's like I don't have that much hair realistically, as you guys can easily see, and also this lighting makes it worse. Like it's not as bad as that looks. Doesn't look great. The lighting isn't helping. The lighting right here makes it looks like I have more, but I'm actually pretty thin right here. But this is fairly thin. I need to get in with some. I need to take up some of these podcasters on their keeps ads and go check and see if that I can actually get something back. And whatever. But yes, the older you get, like my mom started cutting her own hair. She was cutting her friend's hair. She's cutting my aunt's hair, cutting my dad's hair. So it just makes more sense the older you get to just take care of it yourself, unless it's a treat. The wifey won't cut her own hair because, well, that would take too much effort. She needs a haircut though. Like that's just it's too long. That's not an opinion. That's fact. It's like it's too long. It's inconveniently long. Like it's not in that long enough to do cool stuff with, and not short enough to be out of the way. It's at inconvenient long. Ladies, and certain men know what I'm talking about. Spinal arthritis makes it painful. I bet. When my shoulder was out of whack, like there were times I was having a hard time cutting my hair. Also, I wasn't good at doing the back, and I screwed up. I screwed up the fade on the side, slightly. The I don't even know exactly what happened. I guess I went at it at a weird angle, and there was like a hard line when it should have been more of a fade. So I had to go back and try to clean it up. It's hard to do when you're right-handed to do the other side of your head and the back of your head blind. So I just kind of do the back almost one length. It's fine. I cut everyone's hair in my house until the kids decided they wanted a real hairstyle. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I have tried, Patricia, to get other people from the main channel to come over to It Doesn't Have to Make Sense. But because they're kind of there for one thing and one thing only for the most part, they're not interested. Uh, that's why it's funny that the group that I have on that channel has been cultivated in and of itself. Now, there are some people who I know that were pretty cool and they'll follow. They'll come and check some stuff out. But I post over there every time I do a live stream. Nobody new comes over. It is what it is. It's like I'm more likely to have you guys see something that interests you on that channel or even my vlog channel, which is what it's become lately because I don't have any other action figures to review at the moment. Well, correction, I don't have any reviews done. I have stuff to review. Have not done it. I've got NECA figures mostly. I've got these robot girls here that need to be this robot girl combiner that needs to be reviewed. Planet X, big boy. That's the funny part. I get too far along, I'm going to forget what everything I need to review, at least up close. So, if you guys are unfamiliar with either channel, go check it out. If you're from Shoky Reviews, go check out It Doesn't Have to Make Sense, especially the live streams, because we have a lot more fun over there. If you're unfamiliar with Shoky Reviews and from It Doesn't Have to Make Sense, go over there. The IDHMS or IDM ID. God damn it! Hold on. IDHTMS. I'm gonna have to get that down one time. I screw up typing it every time. It's pretty funny. Never paid for haircuts. Yeah, everyone had the same haircut. That's my mom was one of 11 kids, so she completely understands. Everyone got a bath at the same time because that was the easiest time to get all the one or two tubs that they had and keep the hot water rolling because they're heating it up on the stove because there was no real running water. Uh, Technically, I mean there are girls, I would assume, but almost entirely men. Yeah, so it's very nerdy slash masculine, but not in that way. You know what I mean? Not like dude bros, but like it it leans that way. Yes, it sounds like the name you'd give a boat slash ship. What? Oh yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah, HTMS. Yeah. IDHTMS. Wait, is it IDHTMS? Am I just an idiot? have to make sense. Yeah, HTMS. It says IDHTMS. That's all I have to say. Okay, I made it easy on myself by making that one realization. So guys, go over to the God damn it. IDHTMS channel. If you want to see what I do over there, because it's not what I do over here. It's still reviewing things, but in a very different manner, much more relaxed, more fun. And because I gave up making edited videos for that channel, it's more fun to do live streams. So, and eventually I'll probably try to find a way to do it on Twitch, get more people that way. I don't know. I don't think I'm a Twitcher. Yeah. But then all you ladies, I should say, over here on the IDHTMS channel, if you guys are remotely interested in anything sci-fi nerdy kind of stuff, because I've got like some Star Trek, Star Wars, animated stuff, some Nintendo and gaming stuff like that, especially leaning towards action figures, but other things, prop replicas, all the model building kind of stuff is all over there. If you're remotely interested in anything along hobby lines, because people need hobbies, whether it mecha or other things. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Guys, I got to have my first real cup of coffee in over a week this morning. No, this afternoon. It was okay. It was Starbucks. I compromised. I just got a box so that we could both, whatever, because we have the Keurig. I normally buy different stuff, but because we were at Target and we just needed more coffee at the house, I'm just like, I'm going to grab a box of coffee. I'm going to get our creamer and I'm going to have some freaking coffee for the first time. Like I've had Cokes and stuff. I just haven't had coffee. I've been drinking tea for days. It was like, I wanted coffee. I'm broken in a way. Yes. Acronyms ain't easy, man. I'm almost the youngest of 4. There's like 17-year gap between the two oldest and two youngest. There's an entire country between the first 2 or 3 and the rest. Because my mom was an infant, like only a few months old when they moved here. And I believe I think I had at least 2 aunts, if I recall correctly. 2 aunts and an uncle. I don't remember how many kids were born. There had to have been several by the time because my mom's one of the first 5. So I guess there would have had to been at least 5 that came over here, and then the rest were born here. Twitch is, well, no, I wouldn't even call it a crappy platform. It's a crappy platform depending on what you want to use it for. Because I know some very successful, in their own right, Twitch streamers that go every day. The problem with Twitch is you have to go every day and you have to follow a schedule. That's not something I can always do. I can do specific days at specific times, and it's not something you can upload content to in the same way, but it's good. What I know a lot of people use it for is they'll do live review streams and then use clips to their YouTube. So they get it either way or both ways. Glares at swipe. It's funny. Are you having dairy products? I have. That's an odd question. Yes, technically. Not as many as I would like to be having. If that makes any sense. I ran out of cheese. I love cheese. I ran out of cheese and milk this week, so less dairy products. Having them when I can. Wait, have I? Hold on, now I gotta think about it. Now you ask me a weird question like that, I gotta think about it. Technically, in breakfast yesterday, there was cheese in the kolache I had, for sure. One of them, possibly 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of them. Had to think about it. What did we have for lunch? I don't remember. I don't think we had. Wow, yesterday was a dumb day. I'm just gonna say it. Yesterday was a really dumb day. I got kind of aggravated with the way yesterday went. I was feeling significantly better yesterday, so that was about the only thing that I was okay with. But yesterday did not go as I would have liked it to. I'll just put it that way. But yes, I like dairy products. Why? I mean, I don't tend to have problem with dairy products though. I don't know why. You are the fourth reactor I've followed who's gotten ill. I don't know that many either. Glad you're clawing through. Hey, this has been like smooth-ish sailing compared to COVID. I mean, COVID sucked because the fever wouldn't go away. This one, the fever wouldn't go away, but it was only for like a day and a half, 2 days max. It came back. It went away for about 4 or 5 hours, and then came back, and it was low, like no crazy fever. It was just like, I'm just gonna take a little bit of Dayquil just to make sure I'm not getting high on it, and then I'm gonna take some NyQuil so I can sleep. And then once fever broke, it stayed gone. So that's a good thing. It's okay. I'm on a very strong antibiotic. No, it's a pasteurized cheese product. There's no bacteria in that. There's bacteria in everything, Hazel. I mean, I feel what you're saying, but it's not like I'm downing lots and lots of dairy products. Can I have goat cheese? Because it's not technically. I've had butter, like real butter. Is that bad? I mean, all foods have bacteria. That was a weird question to think of though, because like, how much dairy have I had? Not that much. Not as much as I normally would have, technically speaking. I mean, yeah, possibly. I agree that is a thing that could happen, but with everything that I'm on to help all of those problems, the normal amount of dairy I consume probably wouldn't alter that much, if I'm honest with you. Like, now you got me thinking about how much dairy I consume. I mean, like, I normally cook with milk more than I ingest it, and it's always 2%. Cheese I love, but if I'm not throwing it on a sandwich, I'm not generally eating that much of it. I mean, myself personally, like cooking, but I don't know if grated Parmesan counts, but I put it on my spaghetti the other night after I was already feeling good. But no. I think what I was having was a big allergy to something in the air that day. Like the day it set off, because I could feel it coming, and then I went out to the bar. I've also not had any alcohol this week, which sucks because I have some good alcohol in the house. It's like the last day that I went drinking was the night I started getting sick, so that sucks. I know I don't need that technically. Yeah, but if don't have very high lactose things, I appreciate the information. But the irony being that those things have never been too connected within my body, I should say. I have other lactose issues. If I have too much milk, specifically milk, I'll have some particular digestive issues, but that's like the only issue I generally have with lactose, and that's only in those very specific circumstances. But yes, it's not generally a lot of dairy products, not like highly like dense dairy products. And like I said, like, odds are some of the cheese I've eaten this week at all is probably not even real cheese. You know, pasteurized cheese product. It's not really cheese. There's not a whole lot of things that are highly organic in that, but yes. Uh, I think it was definitely because it was all nose and sinus where it started, where I said it all bricked out uh, and swolled up. Swolled up. Now I'm country. Uh, I was out. I have a very normal work area. I I try to keep my job a secret, uh, where I work and technically what I do, but a lot of people have figured out what I do, maybe not who I work for, but what I do. But I generally have a very locked in work area. It might be a big work area, but it's locked in. Now, due to changes at my job, I've lost that. So now I have a choice of do a job that's terrible and won't pay that many hours, or take on a whole new work area far from where I normally work, like an hour away from where I normally work. So, spending a lot of time in a new area. I mean, I'm not new to that area. It's just nowhere I go actively. It's like I don't go there. I purposely don't want to go to there. But if it's the only option I have, then I have to take that. So I had to go out there the day I got sick. You telling me it's a coincidence that I suddenly have like massive sinus problems the day I go to an area that I never go to, and I spend a whole lot of time on backcountry roads, in heavily wooded areas that I'd never go to. Yeah. Technically, humans aren't supposed to have dairy at all. Our bodies aren't actually made for it. It is what it is. So I believe that reaction I had started as a major allergic thing, because there's probably if I had to guess, there's a higher cedar count where I was compared to where I live. Like pine, I'm just normally allergic to. Like most people are allergic to some level of pine. I'm really allergic to cedar. And it would make more sense for cedar to be much more dense in that new work area because of where it is, like geographically. Cedar would make more sense to be out there. And different other types of trees that I probably spend zero time around. And it was a particularly bad week for pollen and other things else like that. So if I had stayed where I normally venture, I probably would have just been slightly annoyed. But going to an area that probably has stuff I'm far more allergic to, spending way more hours out there than I even normally would if I was forced to go out there, in a particularly dirty vehicle that I was driving, which also wasn't helping anything, probably all work together to cause the initial symptoms, which I should have just taken something allergy-wise. I didn't take hardly anything for it. I was waiting for it to just sort of go away, and I should have tried harder to make the initial symptoms go away, or else it would not have probably snowballed, but it is what it is. That's not part of the job, Christine. It's not a go to an area, and it's not drive to an area and sit. It's a spend a lot of time driving around said area, if you catch my drift. Human dairy. Yeah. There's no human dairy section. We're 5 minutes past being comfortable with talking about your disease. What are you talking about? Talking about sinus infection. I'm not even talking about grossness. I'm talking about the fact that, like, this is how and why it probably happened. And look, I've had to go through the math. I'm like, because if I thought I had COVID, I'm like, we went on vacation. We just got back from vacation in Dallas. Less than a week before that. I was just hanging out at the bar with a whole bunch of people, like most of the people I know, and a lot of them are vaccinated. Actually, a good bit of them are vaccinated or have been sick, including myself. So it's like, how the hell did I catch COVID again? So when it's not that, I'm like thinking, I was like, wait a minute. It's like, I just went to a city that I don't ever go to, and I saw a few people that are very remote. Is like, is it possible if I have COVID, I caught it from said people? And then of course it's not COVID, and then most of my symptoms are all locked into my sinus cavity. So that's when I came up with, okay, it's got to be a sinus infection. So it's like a lot of these sinus infections start off with something setting them off. Something's got to trigger it, you know? And me failing to properly probably deal with it. And then the sinus rinse for some reason made it worse, which is weird. Or it's just a useless step by the time I did it. Human dairy. Okay. Back when I actually had a landline, my superpower was answering the phone before it rang. Here it rang. Apparently it hadn't rung. Really? I mean, like, back in the good old day was answering the phone and somebody was there. Like, we didn't answer. You picked it up to call somebody and someone was already there. The weird part was if it's the person you were going to call. But the fun time of dialing and somebody's like, hey, there's somebody here already. And you're like, well, what? You know, that you can't do that anymore. Strangely, there is a human. Shush. Maybe in your store it is. I'm able to completely ignore a ringing phone and not think twice about it. I do that a lot with just phone calls from random numbers. I'm just like, nope. And then if it leaves a voicemail, I'm like, let's see how long the voicemail is. This is like, if it's a decent length, I know that's not a real person. If it's like if it's like 15, 20 seconds, I was like, okay, that might be a real person just leaving a quick thing. But almost anyone I know is going to text me. So it's like, you know, and even I used to have a voicemail that said, hey, don't bother calling me. If you need to contact me, text me. I cannot answer the phone. I'm at work, you know. And then I realized, don't have a voicemail that talks that much because all those bots that call you are waiting to record your answers when to their BS questions, because a lot of times they use your voice. You know, they'll chop it up and do all the things they need to do. They already have your birthday. They already have all those things. And then that's how they go turn around and open up new credit card accounts, new lines of credit, all these other things. They get all that info. So I got rid of all the things and just went with the standard voicemail greeting. It's annoying. But my best friend, Scam Likely, calls at least twice a week. Used to be 4 times a day. Christine doesn't even have a cell phone. Don't try to call Christine. It ain't going to happen. You can email her or you can snail mail her at Christine somewhere in the world. All right, guys, but it's gotten late. I'm sorry. I'm actually meant to go like an hour ago, but it is what it is. I know the wife, she actually has to work tomorrow, so that's her problem, not mine. But it's been fun talking. I need to go drink a bunch of water because now I ran out of tea a long time ago. My throat's going to get all sore. See, that was the other thing. The last time I felt kind of crappy was right after I did a 5-hour live stream with Mike L, which was fun. That's over on the SHOKY Reviews channel if y'all want to go see that. Anyways, and my throat was so sore the next morning and like everything was kind of stuffy. But I also had a tiny bit of hangover because I was drinking, but it was also from talking so long and my voice was just gone. After looping the vocal cords, it was a little bit better. But yes, this back where you had party lines. Party! Yep. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you're on the Facebooks and you see all these posted questions of random nonsense, don't answer those. Those are the same thing. They're fishing for information from you. They can get your name easy. If you start saying, or you answer the ones like I saw earlier, I told my friend, I was like, stop doing this, dummy. It literally was, your silly porn name would be the last thing you ate in your mom's maiden name. I was like, seriously, why are you answering these questions? If it's anything to have to do with the year you're born, don't answer it or flat out lie. You know, it's like they're asking your favorite foods. They're asking your favorite things. They're talking about the last thing you went and did, the last movie you saw. They're asking the information of the things that they can use to fish from you to access things. Don't answer those, even if they're on a web or a page that you think you can trust, like such as a radio station or things like that. If it's a repost from your friend, tell them to take it down. If you see it, report it if you care, or ignore it otherwise. And if you see friends and family, tell them to stop answering those questions. Those are all fishing for your info. So tell them to stop. It seems fun, but that's what they're doing. They're fishing for information. If it's nobody you know specifically posting a silly question themselves, don't answer those things at all. Word of warning. Guys, have a good night. Have a good week. Like I said, I'll probably post a new video about Double October tomorrow, if not Tuesday. I'll probably film tomorrow when I'm feeling better and feeling more lively. And guys, stay safe, stay well. If you get sick, get better faster. Faster, better, stronger. Yeah. Nod. Others can also read your responses. There you go. Yeah. Also, let's see. We're on 2 different channels here, so you got to remember that it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be loud, but also to keep on nerding and to keep on building. And let's keep building these communities together, because that's how we get through this bullshit of this new world that's been created for us. Got to get through it together. So y'all have a good time. Bye, everybody. I got to figure out how to have background music for these live streams.